Hello, my friends. I've got something really exciting to share. It's news of a new campaign we're going to launch here at LifeSite News. It's to criminalize the trade in human life known as surrogacy. If people actually knew the truth about this absolutely obscene industry, they would demand an end to it immediately. And that's why LifeSite News is using all of our resources to not only break the news about the criminal sale of babies, and I said sale of babies, and the reduction of mothers to really farm animals, to breeding farm animals. This time, we want to make the news. You can help us to stop this global trade, which is set to be worth over $200 billion worldwide by 2034. We're going to join with calls from all sorts of campaigners all over the place, rights groups, from the Vatican, from pro-life groups, all over the world. We're going to be joining in to demand a global ban on surrogacy. This business, which is booming, by the way, is booming especially in America and of course across the West. But the fact is that the US is the world leader in international surrogacy. It's been shut down in India and in Vietnam, and recent scandals showing the factory farming of women in the Ukraine and the former Soviet nation of Georgia have seen international baby buyers flock to the United States. Surrogacy, you could say, is the national shame of America. It's permitted in all but one state, and that blessed state is Louisiana, by the way. There's no federal laws regulating an industry that has been described as legalized human trafficking. Baby trafficking cases under the cover of commercial surrogacy are now being investigated by the FBI in the United States. For 30 years, the United States has been the go-to destination for LGBTQ parents. Whether single men, in couples, or thruples, or quadruples, to buy babies, LGBT surrogacy was actually pioneered in the United States in 1995. And it's an example that has opened up the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, and other nations in the West to same-sex purchased parenthood. The horrors of this trade in human babies are endless. Contracts include, by the way, abortion on demand in case the baby is a girl or prematurely born, or even simply because the buyer loses interest, as one half of a homosexual partnership recently did. Babies have been given, sometimes by the courts, to men with a background in child sexual offenses. There are no reliable background checks on buying parents in the United States. Unlike with adoption, for instance, no commercial surrogacy, paying women to directly buy babies, is legal in almost all US states. Though it is not legal in the United Kingdom, in Canada, and Australia, there is nothing to stop anyone from buying babies abroad and bringing them home. In the United Kingdom and Australia, moves are ahead to liberalize access to surrogacy on the grounds that social infertility denies people the human right to a family. So, what is then social infertility? Social infertility means being a man, or being a man who dresses like a woman. That's right. Governments are being persuaded to liberalize surrogacy laws so homosexual and transgender men can buy babies as freely at home as they can in the United States. Surrogacy agencies, who are also usually lawyers themselves, by the way, routinely advertise United States agencies to overseas clients because US law recognizes homosexual marriage and therefore grants parental rights to such couples. In fact, it is the surrogacy agents themselves who have succeeded in changing laws in the United States to normalize surrogacy in America and the sale of babies to anyone who wishes to buy them. Why is the US the Wild West of surrogacy? LGBT surrogacy was actually pioneered in the United States in 1995 by people like John Weltman, an attorney and a homosexual himself, who founded something called Circle Surrogacy to sell babies to people like himself. In California, a surrogate agent changed the law in a 1993 test case. This guarantees the birth mother has no legal right to the children she carries and gives birth to. The rights are with the buying parents, meaning babies are simply property to be owned. Obviously, this is a crime. It's a grave offense to God himself, which reduces human life to a consumer object and its creation to a transaction between strangers who often never meet. Some surrogate mothers, who are never called mothers, by the way, but gestational carriers, never even see the babies that they are paid to give birth to. One woman had a security guard posted on her door and a screen put over her so she never even saw the triplets that she carried and gave birth to. The babies were bought by a 51-year-old single man living in his parents' basement, where, by the way, heroin was sold in the same basement by his relative. Despite his own sister reporting the shocking neglect of the children, the Supreme Court refused to hear the mother's appeal for custody. Why? Well, the Los Angeles court had ruled the babies were his property, and the judge said what happened to the babies afterwards was none of the court's business. That's because surrogacy is not the soft-focused service to parents in need that you see on the websites and glossy brochures of the agencies. It is simply a business. And business is booming in the United States. This is a trade so criminal, so cruel, and disgusting that if the truth were told about it, it would be stopped, and stopped today. And that's why LifeSite News is bringing you the truth about surrogacy and why we are using all of our resources to unite with every voice who calls for an end to this disgusting industry. And we need your help. At LifeSite, we will be bringing you the views of leading Catholic and pro-life influencers, politicians, public figures. We aim to bring everyone together so that we can stop this trade in human life once and for all. We're gonna be sharing all sorts of stories, all sorts of videos, campaigns. We're gonna make it super easy for you to go add our articles at LifeSite to contact your state representative. Let us know that you're actually taking action on our action items, because you're gonna do that right from the story. You're gonna take it. It's gonna be super easy to get you to your local state reps. And by the way, this is a state-regulated agency. And then share our videos, share our social media posts. And if you'd like to help donate to us to get this campaign going, please do that too. It's going to be a focus of ours for some time now. So please help us with this. Help us to fight this grave moral evil. Help us stop surrogacy now and forever. You know, together we can make the news good news for a change in the best cause of all, the cause of the dignity of human life. For LifeSite News and Sign of the Cross Media, I'm John Henry Weston, and God bless you.